Thank you, Issac. Good morning to all. His Excellency, President Savre, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, members of Cabinet, my family, constituents, staff of my businesses, the media, Dominica. I would like to first of all thank the Honorable Prime Minister for inviting me into his cabinet, and also to thank the members of cabinet for welcoming me in cabinet. I recognize that the ministry or the portfolio assigned to me is a very challenging one. But I'm committed to work hard to achieve the goals and the vision as outlined by the Prime Minister to become the first climate resilient country in the world. I think this is commendable and visionary, Mr. Prime Minister. I also would like to tell the world that even in the political arena, you may have opponents. But even when you are a person opponent, but you admire that person, you have to show the respect. I admire the Prime Minister. But now, today is not a day about politics and opponents. Today is a day of unity for this country. The Prime Minister is not only visionary, You can know when someone is genuine. I've prayed, to me, that's the most I've prayed in my life. To discern. And I told the Prime Minister privately, so I can say it. I told him what I'm doing is sacrificing myself for country. But I'm doing it because I put full trust and confidence in him. And he said, "Comrade, I have your back." So, most people can recall that in Parliament and on local media, various places in and around Dominica, I relentlessly said that I offered myself, my service, my talents for the cause of country. At the time when I said that, you can remember a lot of people said that I didn't consult. But that in and of itself is a consultation. By saying that, we should all of us come together and offer our services to rebuild our country after a major devastating hurricane. No one had problems with that statement in Parliament. No one had problems with that statement when I spoke on media. No one had problems with it when I spoke about it in the bars, on the streets, on the blocks. But after I made a decision, after consultation, after a long time, some people have a problem with it. But I remain committed to that vision, to rebuild our country. That is why I accepted the PM's offer to work with the government for the betterment of Dominica. I hold no malice. It's all about love for country and love for people. That is one of the Prime Minister's strengths. I think it will go down as his legacy, his love for people. I admire that. I would like to thank my mom for her support and prayers and guidance over the years. It is emotional for me because my dad was the politician one, you know, interested in politics, and he's not there. My mom was the person who was all about academics. So I try to balance my life to try to please both. So I try to excel in academics, and some of my colleagues on there, they will attest to the fact that I was really involved in sports in a big way. So I was really trying to make my father happy too. So I hope my mom is proud today. I know I have a full support. So I'd like to also thank my family. My sister is here. My father had only one daughter, and I have one daughter too. So I'd like to thank my family. And sometimes when you have a vision, sometimes it's difficult because they are the doubting Thomases. So some of the constituents who could clearly see the vision just after I spoke to them and reasoned with them, I would like to thank them deeply because I appreciate that when the chips were down, they were there. For those who can't see the vision, I would like to say to them, it's okay. It's okay. You can't see it yet. But according to Fidel Castro, history will absolve me. So, as the new minister for environment, climate resilience, disaster and urban renewal, I'd like to just set a first agenda so that the nation can understand that we are here for business. Working with the Prime Minister, who have recently appointed me, well, through the President, sorry, our focus will be first of all on housing, and I was talking about Roseau Central, housing in the city and also nationally to ensure that we can meet our resilient targets and to ensure that people are protected from the elements because we're going to face a new hurricane season. We'll be looking at stimulating the private sector because some of them actually had to lay off certain people, and those people who are involved in small businesses, we'll try to ensure that they are back on their feet. We'll look at, and I want the forestry division to hear what I'm saying, we'll look at rehabilitating the forest and aggressively moving to ensure that all the different areas are up to speed. So for the next 4 to 8 weeks, it will be about hard work. We'll push ties with Cabinet to ensure that any environmental legislation or creed legislation, we need to move on it speedily. So that is one of the agenda into my legislative agenda. And we look to re-engineer the approach to garbage collection in the city and the cleanliness of the city. I would like to commend the Honorable Robert Tong for the work which he has done so far. And also I've spoken to the Honorable Kenneth Darrow. He briefed me. Again, I would like to commend him for the effort which he has led in regards to the environment and a lot of the financial resources we have received because of him and the Prime Minister. I'll give him a round of applause. And without further ado, I would like to thank everyone for coming here this morning and end by saying I'm fully committed to Dominica and fully committed to the Cabinet of Dominica. Thank you.